Most people overpay for products like this. Here's why this one is different. A lot of mini PCs promise power in a tiny package, but they nickel and dime you on upgrades or leave you stuck with Windows when you really need Linux. This ASUS NUC 14 Pro AI Mini changes the game by giving you top-tier specs, open-source flexibility, and room to grow, all without breaking the bank. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been running this little box for a few weeks now, and it's become my daily driver for coding, light video editing, and even running a few Docker containers. The Intel Ultra 7155H inside is no slouch. 16 cores and 22 threads with boosts up to 4.8 GHz means it handles multitasking like a champ. Whether I'm compiling code, streaming 4K content, or juggling a dozen browser tabs, the performance stays smooth. What really stands out is how quiet it stays under load, thanks to ASUS's advanced cooling setup. I've had mini PCs before that sounded like jet engines, so this is a welcome change. Linux Mint is pre-installed, which is a huge plus if you're a developer or just someone who prefers a clean, stable OS without the bloat. I've tried other mini PCs with Windows, and the constant updates and background processes always slowed things down. With Linux Mint, it boots up fast, stays responsive, and doesn't waste resources. If you're a creator or running a small business, this setup lets you customize everything from the kernel to the desktop environment without jumping through hoops. Storage and memory are where this NUC really shines. It comes with 64 GB of DDR5 RAM and a 1 TB PCIe SSD, which is more than enough for most workloads. I've loaded it up with virtual machines, large datasets, and even some light photo editing in GIMP, and it never once stuttered. The PCIe SSD is blazing fast, too. File transfers and application launches feel instant. And because it's a mini PC, upgrading later is straightforward if you ever need more space or RAM. Connectivity is another area where this machine excels. It's got Wi-Fi 6E for fast, stable wireless connections, Thunderbolt 4 for high-speed peripherals, and support for up to 8K displays or quad 4K HDR setups. I've hooked it up to 3 4K monitors without any issues, and the Intel Arc GPU handles video playback and light gaming surprisingly well. If you're someone who needs multiple displays for productivity or content creation, this thing delivers. One thing I appreciate is how compact yet powerful it is. It's small enough to tuck behind a monitor or mount on the back of a desk, but it's packing serious hardware. I've used it in a home office, a small studio, and even as a portable workstation when traveling. The build quality is solid, too, no cheap plastic here. It feels like a premium device, not some flimsy afterthought. Now, no product is perfect. The only real downside I've noticed is the lack of a dedicated GPU option. If you're doing heavy 3D rendering or high-end gaming, you might want to look elsewhere. Also, while the cooling is great, it's not completely silent under heavy loads, though it's still quieter than most competitors. But for the price, these trade-offs are minor. If you're a developer, creator, or small business owner looking for a powerful, compact Linux machine that won't break the bank, this ASUS NUC 14 Pro AI Mini is worth a serious look. It's got the muscle to handle demanding tasks, the flexibility to grow with your needs, and the quiet efficiency to run 24/7 if you need it to. Check it out, links below if you want to see the specs for yourself. For most buyers, the real question is not whether ASUS NUC 14 Pro AI Mini Computer Linux Mint, Intel Ultra 7155H, 16C/22T, up to 4.8 GHz, 64 GB DDR5 RAM, 1 TB PCIe SSD, mini desktop PC with Intel Arc GPU, Wi-Fi 6E, Thunderbolt 4, 8K/quad 4K HDR display sounds impressive on paper. But whether strengths like next-gen AI mini PC with Linux Mint open source meets power and Linux Mint for developers, creators and businesses actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile. After the first few days of excitement wear off,